Welcome back. The former Chelsea player and manager Gianluca Vialli has died aged 58 after being diagnosed with pancreatic cancer for a second time. The Italian, who was first diagnosed 5 years ago, played for and managed the London club, scoring 40 goals in 88 games between 1996 and 1999. He went on to lead the Blues to win several major trophies, including the FA Cup and the League Cup. Well, joining me now is Dan Silver, a board member of the Chelsea Supporters Trust, who saw Vialli both play and manage the team. A very good morning to you. Could I firstly get your reaction to the news?
Yeah, it's terribly sad news. Vialli was a massive icon for Chelsea. He was the foundation of the modern Chelsea. Glenn Hoddle came in, then we had Ruta Lut, then Vialli came in, and just that whole Italian charm and magic, he really kind of brought the modern Chelsea. He was just a real icon, loved by everybody. I remember his first goal against Coventry City, the pure joy in his face as he celebrated. He was loved by everybody, not just by Chelsea fans. I think the whole football community, it's a huge loss for Chelsea and for football.
He set a world record transfer fee back in the 90s, I think, when he went to Juventus for £12.5 million. It's hard to believe it now. But he was clearly at the very top of his game, nationally and internationally. What do you remember of his strengths as a player?
He was a great link-up player. He scored goals. He knew where to shoot, shot early. Just a real great modern footballer, probably one of the best of his generation. He could score with his head, he could score with his left foot. He was just a real joy to watch. And he played with a passion. He absolutely loved the game. Every time he scored, the pure joy. I remember, a very iconic game in Chelsea's history was the '97 FA Cup game against Liverpool. We were 2-0 down at half-time. In the second half, he scored 2 goals. We won 4-2. We went on to win the FA Cup that year, which was our first trophy since 1971. So really, so many great memories of Vialli. The chance of Vialli ringing around Stamford Bridge. Just, a real charming man, not just a great person, but a great footballer as well.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about his time as manager, because he had success, didn't he, before it then turned a bit sour on him?
Yeah, I think it's called a Chelsea thing. He did very well. He won trophies, and then we started the season badly, and then obviously the old ownership decided to bring in a new manager. But he was always loved. Everything about him, the way he held himself. I mean, there was a classic picture when he was having a tough time when Chelsea scored a goal, and Dennis Wise lifted up his shirt to say, cheer up, Luca, we love you. I think he was liked by everybody. Fantastic manager at the time, our greatest ever manager with the trophies. Even after Chelsea, he came back regularly. He always kind of just fell in love with Chelsea, and we all fell in love with him.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you've talked quite a lot about how popular he was. What was it about him, you think, that made him so popular, not just as a teammate, but also a manager and amongst the fans?
I think Chelsea signed a global superstar, but he was almost like he was one of us. He totally brought into the whole culture of Chelsea Football Club. The Italian generation, like Di Matteo, we had Ruta Lut, we had Marcel Desailly, we had all these fantastic superstars, but he's the one who really got the club what we're about. When he lifted the FA Cup as a manager, you saw how much it meant to him when he got the cameo appearance in the '97 Cup final when he won 2-0. It was just one of these people you just could not fail to fall in love with. Just a real gent, a real wonderful human being. It's a really sad day for us all.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, how are Chelsea supporters going to honour him?
It's hard to honour a man of that kind of what he achieved for us. I think when we play our next home match against Crystal Palace on Sunday week, I'm sure there'll be a really great, minutes silence or minutes applause. Maybe, I know it's all quite raw. Maybe name a stand after him, possibly. He's just a real icon. The pantheon of great Chelsea managers and players. He's going to definitely always be up there. A real giant of the game, the giant for Chelsea.
All right. Well, it's been an honour speaking to you, Dan, on what must be a very sad day for you and all of Chelsea supporters. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.